Okay, so here we are in honor to the fire that burns within me and within all of life. If you're in the program Into the Light, this is week 2 and the second element, as we have in week 1 laid the foundation in connection to the earth, in connection to meeting our needs. And now we're moving into the next stage, into recognizing our desires, recognizing what ignites our hearts, our souls, and recognize what is the purpose in being here and how we can align our energies, our focus, our time towards serving that of our higher, greatest purpose and fulfillments of our heart's desires. So there are many components to this part of the cycle. It's in connection to the south, to the summer where this heat is so strong, to the adolescent stage of our life where we move into greater forms of independence, desire, and freedom, and also having to awaken to our emotional body, our emotions, and our relationship to our emotions, our capacity to feel what we're feeling, to invite them, to process them, and not push them away or judge them. So our emotions are raw and real and they come naturally to us. So many of us have learned to suppress our emotions. So this is a big part of this process, to recognize this relationship with our emotions and also our capacity to be in relation to others as we are finished the first stage in which we are more inward and starting as children, as babies into this world. We're coming more outward as we move towards, in this case, the full moon, where we have more energy coming, inviting us to be more outward, possibly more expressive, more creative, more in action as we move into this masculine component of the moon cycle. So here is just the transition. If this is the first day of the second week, we're transitioning and riding towards the full moon, in which we are receiving this energy, this information, this insight, this guidance, this clarity, this fire, furthermore, to continue to take action. Okay, so we all experience the full moon quite differently, but here now is a chance to understand these parts of ourselves. Okay, so we also have our sexuality in this component, and understanding our relation to our sexuality. Is it something that we feel comfortable and safe in our sexuality, in our ability to experience this connection with others in intimacy, or do we feel shy or ashamed or suppressing this life force energy, this power that we have as humans to create, to bring life into this world, as it relates to also our ability in general to be creative, to express ourselves, not just in our voices, but in our existence, in our actions, and all that we bring to this planet. Because as I shared, there is, of course, a great purpose why all of us are here, and many of us are lacking this realization of purpose. So we can start here in recognizing that there is purpose to our existence, and we have the power and the opportunity to bring light and love into this world, into the lives of others, to make this a more positive place to live for ourselves and for the people around us, and seeing how just simple actions and gestures go a long way and ripple out. And if we're all recognizing that there's purpose to our lives and committing ourselves to this simple purpose, then we recognize that we can bring love and change in a positive way through every action that we take. So no matter what work that you're doing, no matter what job you're going to do, no matter if you're going to the grocery store, that you may recognize this power that you have to be this love and allow this love and appreciation and joy to come through your heart in who you are and in relation to others. Okay? So we're recognizing there's purpose to our lives, And next is the question, like, are we aligning our focus, our energy, our time towards serving this purpose? And more, of course, we want to align all aspects of ourselves, including our passions and our interests, in combination with our purpose, and allowing ourselves to express these parts of ourselves into this world freely as we're inspired to, trusting and knowing that we receive back all that we're meant to as well. So some of us may be wanting to realign our lives furthermore towards the things that we're most passionate about. Maybe we've lost interest and passion within the work that we're currently doing. And so naturally life is inviting us to take steps forward. And naturally you may have certain inspirations as to what you need to do or want to do to bring that to life furthermore. Are there certain steps or actions here and now this week that you're being inspired to take? And so we are regaining this ability to receive, to listen, to hear the inspiration of life as it speaks to us in many ways, and often to our hearts, exciting us. Like we have this moment of an idea coming and we're so excited, oh yes, I can't wait, I want to do this. And yet so often we get ahead of ourselves, and rather than taking action, we talk ourselves out of those actions. Often fears and doubts come in, or some form of logic. And so we often can stop ourselves from taking those steps, and therefore remain stuck in inaction. And so it's always a great test for us to practice simply following through with the inspiration. Even if we don't know what we're meant to gain from it, at least then we're able to restore this sense of trust and this freedom. And it's like retraining our own brain in a sense. And we're having to do it in ways that we can enjoy taking the steps with, like the freedom and joy of our own little child, like wanting to do this, wanting to experience this, or just have fun with it, without any expectation of what may or may not come from that. Because as soon as we expect certain results, then we're setting ourselves up for failure in a sense, because life is going to reflect back what it's meant to reflect back. And so it can reflect back something to us through the experience, which would be far greater than what we would hope for, what we'd expect. So in terms of money, you might think, oh, if I do this, then it's going to lead to this amount of money. So you take the action, and then maybe you don't receive the money or the love and appreciation for taking that action. So because you're needing that outer reflection or expecting that, then of course we fall apart and think, I took the action and it didn't give me what I wanted, so now I'm going to stop taking the action. But actually what had happened is that you receive a result that's probably even greater than what you were hoping for, if you're willing to trust in that. So sometimes we're needing to take an action and follow through with an inspiration, because it's going to just simply lead us to the next stage or the next step. And there a new inspiration might come. Okay, what am I doing next? And your willingness again to take that step is this training of trust within yourself and this relationship with spirits. And it's like the more that we follow through with these inspirations, then the more we receive. And the more we can do, the more we receive. So we're building up this relationship with spirits, with life, with this fire, to be provided with more insight, more creativity, more inspiration, and in a sense more responsibility, because you've proven that you're able to receive it, to handle it, and to utilize that inspiration in a good way. So this part alone of just following inspiration and going through with these actions is a great test that most people aren't able and willing to take, and partly because it can be scary to take those steps, or like I said, we can talk ourselves out of it. So just coming again back to our purpose, reminding ourselves why we are doing what we're doing. It's to be of service, it's to bring light and love into this world. And if we can at least honor this part of ourselves, then we know there's no such thing as failure. You know, there's no such thing as losing, because what is gained is that you yourself are willing to take that step. You yourself are willing and wanting to bring positive change into this world. So therefore there could be no wrong in doing that. So trust again in yourself, in your ability to honor this fire within you, to honor this flame as you bring this love and this light into this world, and allow it to come through in whatever ways life is inviting you to express it into the world. Allow that inspiration to come to you and through you, and recognize this joy, this pleasure in participating within creation, within recognizing that we are being supported and guided and inspired to honor this life that we're living, to hold this torch, this flame, with all of the love that you are, because it's up to us, of course, to recognize this love, to give ourselves this love, and we have the power to share this love onto others. So here this week, I hope that you're able to do this, not only for yourself, but for all of us here on Earth with you, and throughout the faraway galaxies who are also affected by every little thing that we do here, every little action, every little word, every little thought we have has an influence on the universe and the world around us. So let's become aware of this power that we hold. Let's honor it in all of its sacredness as we continue this sacred journey into the light furthermore, in honoring these elements, these stages of life, and coming back to the natural cycles, the natural rhythm, the natural flow, and reconnecting with our divine nature created here in perfection, continuing to learn, to grow, to heal, and to awaken all that we are, because we are love and you are magic.